Hey everyone, it's Allie and welcome to my channel, and today I am very excited to be sharing with you everything I got from 3 different Goodwills over the last 3 days. Alright you guys, so yes, I have been on a bit of a thrifting kick because I really hadn't gone for like 2 months, and now I am pretty settled here in Summerville, South Carolina, and I've just been really itching to kind of find my honey hole, check out the different thrift stores, and see where I should be going the most. And this unintentionally is going to end up being part 1 of a very short 2-part series because I have gone to 3 Goodwills, like I said, 3 different Goodwills over the last 3 days, and I did actually also check out my local bins location, which is only about 35 minutes from my house, so definitely a doable distance. And I realized right as I was preparing for this video that I have 20 items from the 3 Goodwills, and I'm also very confident that I have either like 20 or 21 from the bins. So this is really going to be a direct comparison of how much I paid at the standard Goodwills and how much I paid at the bins. And no shock, I paid much more at the standard Goodwills. So yes, I have 20 items from these 3 Goodwills, and one of you guys actually asked me to kind of compare the thrifting in Ohio versus South Carolina, at least Columbus, Ohio versus Summerville, South Carolina. And unfortunately, there are some negatives to at least the Goodwill thrifting here in Charleston area. The prices I do think are pretty similar. I think maybe a little bit more here in South Carolina than in Columbus, but I know Columbus has also kind of raised their Goodwill prices as well. But for the most part, most things are like $5, including tanks, so really not worth $5 most of the time for a tank. Short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweaters, those are all like $5, and then once you get into coats, jackets, blazers, dresses, those are $6, I'm pretty sure, and then I think shoes are $7. So somewhere between $5 and $7, but the worst part about the Goodwills around here is that they don't have sales, and that is primarily what I would shop when I did visit the Goodwills in Columbus. I would, of course, pick up items full price if I really thought they were worth it, but for the most part, I would really be focusing on the half-off items. And normally my average cost of goods after a Goodwill trip would be between $3.50 and $4, which I think is very good for a standard Goodwill. But no half-off days, no sales at the Goodwills down here. The only exceptions are if you are a veteran, there's like one specific day a week that you can come to get money off. I don't even know if it's 50% off. And then the same with if you are a senior. But unfortunately, neither of those apply to me. And we did donate some items as well, and I was hoping there would be a situation where if you donated items, maybe you got a percentage off your order, but no luck there either. So there's really no way for me to save money at the Goodwills. And I've only gone on one trip to each of these Goodwills, and unfortunately, none of them have been mind-blowing to me. I don't think this is necessarily the most wealthy area that I live in. There's for sure really nice houses, and it's getting more expensive as more and more people are moving to the Charleston area. But when you look at the Charleston suburbs, this town, Summerville, that I live in, is one of the cheapest to live in. So I'm very excited to check out the wealthier areas Goodwills. But yeah, I think right around me, they're just not gonna be the best. I did find some good things though. It's just more of a going through a lot of racks to maybe get a few items. So that's a big con in the going to the standard Goodwills versus Goodwill outlets, is that for me, now I live about 20 minutes from each of these Goodwills, which is not super far, but it is farther than what I used to travel in Columbus. And if I'm going for an hour and a half to 2 hours, if I'm gone for that long, and I'm only finding maybe 5 items or so, and that's not even guaranteed, it's just something I have to consider versus going to the Goodwill bins where I can get 20+ items in an hour. So sorry for the long intro, I just wanted to do a little bit of the comparing and contrasting from here in Charleston, South Carolina area to Columbus, Ohio area. And if you want to know more or you have specific questions for me, definitely leave them down below. I might do another like voiceover work with me chat soon where I answer any questions you guys have. But let's talk about cost of goods. So I went to 3 different Goodwills, specifically the one in Knightsville, South Carolina, Somerville, South Carolina, and North Charleston, South Carolina. And after adding up my 3 receipts, I ended up spending $103.30 on 20 items, which makes my average cost of goods $5.17. So not too much higher than what my average cost of goods usually was at the Columbus Goodwills, but a solid $1.50-ish higher. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these 20 items. All right, so first up is something that I might keep for myself if it doesn't sell, and that's kind of how I like to look at thrifting, especially when I am spending $4 to $6 on an item, which for me is pretty much like the most I would spend unless I saw something crazy good at like a Plato's or whatever. But I like to kind of have in the back of my mind that if this is sitting for a while, if it's not selling, can I keep it? Is someone in my family able to keep it? And that way it just doesn't feel like a total waste. But this is a super cute hoodie, I think, from Aerie. This is totally my style. I love the length because it's like cropped but not super cropped. Really love this color blue. And here it is all stretched out. But yeah, it seems to be in really good shape. Aerie, of course, does not resell for a ton because it doesn't retail for a ton, but I do usually do pretty well with like cute athleisure brands. I know athleisure's kind of out, but like I will wear athleisure until the day I die. Like it's literally athleisure like this. Like this is a cute little Free People, slightly cropped sweatshirt, which I think is cute to wear out. But for me, it's either something like this or a dress. Like there's really no in between for me. And I still see a lot of people wearing cute athleisure out. So I think people are still on the lookout for stuff like this. And this is a size medium, if I didn't say. Okay, now we have a new with tag piece from Aster the Label. And I think I only have tried to sell one thing from this brand before, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't sold yet, but I know that the piece that I have, it might even be like a tank or something like that I got in a big thread-up box. It was much less substantial with this, and it's not new with tags. But I think this is an absolutely adorable sweater for the fall season. I love that it's a solid color, which according to Jack Valentine, who is who I listen to hear about the trends because I could not be bothered to investigate the trends. I guess like solid color pieces and also brown are really in this year. So I'm hoping this does well. I think this would be a great closet staple for someone. And as someone who doesn't love like a minimalist wardrobe herself, I like kind of fun, interesting pieces. I do think that this like shoulder sleeve detail really kind of takes this to the next level. And this brand is not cheap by any means. It is new with tags, but the price was ripped off. But I would imagine that this was probably at least like $80 or so. And I was looking at comps because I'm trying to be better about looking at comps for things and not just going off of my personal vibes. And I saw a sweater in the same cut, different color, but like a less neutral color, so maybe worse, that sold for $60, but realistically I probably could get more like 35 to maybe 50 for this, which I am thrilled with. Honestly, if I could sell everything for $25, everything in my closet, everything that I pick up, I would be very okay with that. And this is an acrylic, cotton, polyester, and elastane blend. And this is a size small. But yep, I think that this is just a super cute neutral piece for fall and winter. Next up, we do have a dress, which I love to sell dresses, and it just makes me sad because yeah, it's $6 to pick up a dress at this Goodwill, which I do think was the same as in Columbus, but like I said earlier, I would focus on the half off tags. So there were a few dresses that I saw across these Goodwills that I was like, if it was $3 or $4, I'd pick it up, but $6, it just really adds up. But I do think that this vintage dress is so cute. I absolutely love it. Like that first sweatshirt, this is one that I'm like, if it doesn't sell in a year, I'm gonna pull this out next spring, summer and wear it. And these are the kind of vintage pieces that I really love to pick up because I think they do definitely have a vintage look to them, which people are often looking for when searching vintage, but it also doesn't look like crazy, you know what I mean? At least not to me. And this is from the brand Sag Harbor, which I do come across a lot, and I do tend to like a lot of their pieces. It looks like this probably had shoulder pads at some point that were cut out, and this is a size 10. So that was actually all I got from one of these Goodwills. So only 3 items from one Goodwill, and I was there for, I'd say, about an hour. So unfortunately, when you're looking at time as money, not the best. At another Goodwill, I did end up finding 2 pieces for myself, so I will start with those. This first one I think is absolutely adorable. It is from Max Studio, And as I said, I usually wear like athletic clothes or dresses, but in the fall I think I will wear a lot of jeans with just like a cute blouse tucked in. And this is pretty much a perfect top to me. Hopefully by fall, winter time, I will have a very nice tan going on and I will look a lot better in white. But I love the floral detail. I love like the kind of subtle ruffle neckline. Yeah, this tucked into jeans with like a cute belt and cute loafers is becoming what I think is very cute, very stylish, and so I am fully in my 30s, I think. And then the other piece kind of goes right along with that. This is vintage, and this is one kind of the opposite of some of those other pieces. I'm like, if this is sitting in my closet for a while and I'm not reaching for it, I do feel confident I could sell it because I think it's super cute. So this actually is also from the brand Sag Harbor, like that cute dress. This is a size large. Love that color blue, and it has like these floral patches embroidered all over it. So I feel like this looks like it could be like anthro or something like that. And again, like the last top, this just tucked into some jeans with some cute shoes is an adorable look, I think. Okay, and now the things that I am selling, although this kind of goes with the last two. This is vintage Pendleton, and I do see Pendleton every so often. I wouldn't say like every time I go to the thrift store, and it was a brand that I used to get like really excited about. I would pretty much always pick it up when I first started selling, but even though I love picking it up, just emotionally, I guess, it doesn't always do the best for me, so I am trying to be pickier. This looks a bit like anthro to me. I would not be shocked to see this in an Anthropologie, but this is actually Country Sophisticates by Pendleton. And I don't think I've ever come across this line before, but I just love the idea of like more country people going to this line for like their Sunday outfits, their Easter outfits. This reminds me a lot of something like my great aunts would wear, in a good way, in a positive way, and they are like some hard-working farm women who get dressed up every Sunday to go to church. Now we have a piece from J. Jill, which I'm also pretty picky with now, but this I think has a lot going for it. I just absolutely love the print. You guys know I love my florals, and I love picking up blues, greens, and purples because those are my favorite colors personally. But I think that this is a great top because it's super comfy and stretchy, but it's absolutely like a work appropriate top. It has some cute sleeve detail, and then also at the neckline, I like that it buttons up and it has the little keyhole there. This is a size extra large, and for this brand and for Talbots and Soft Surroundings and the more mature brands, I'm pretty much holding myself back from picking up anything that's smaller than a size large, I would say, especially at the full price Goodwills. And this also is a cotton and modal blend, so very, very comfortable. Now we have a pretty good find, even though it doesn't do as well as it used to. We have a Rebecca Taylor blouse, and this is 75% silk, so really high quality and just an adorable, adorable piece. Anyone who loves floral stuff, like honestly, just come shop my Poshmark closet because I have a lot of it. And I know a lot of people are saying like, don't pick up Rebecca Taylor anymore, but the way I look at it is it's not that it doesn't sell, because I actually looked back at my Poshmark and I have sold every Rebecca Taylor piece that I've had, which is only 3, but still, you know, it's not like it sits forever. For me, it's just don't expect nearly what it retails for, because I think that this blouse retailed for like $375 if I believe other people's listings. And of course, I am not expecting to get anywhere close to that, but based on comps and based on what I've sold other Rebecca Taylor pieces for in the past, I do think I can solidly get $35 for this, and I am personally very happy with that. And I think it's just nice to save such high quality pieces from the literal dump. Now we have another more mature brand, Logo by Lori Goldstein. This brand I'm being even pickier with than like J. Jill and other brands like that. And I really don't expect to make too much on this, maybe 25 if I'm really lucky. But I do think it's cute. Again, florals. My gosh, I hope you guys like florals. A lot of the pieces I've seen from this brand are a little bit plain, not necessarily in pattern, but just like in style of shirt. This brand sells a lot of like very patterned pieces that are kind of just basic long sleeve shirts. But I like that this one has this lace detail at the neck, and it also has buttons all the way down, and I really, really do like these sleeves. It's also in a size large. For sure would not recommend picking up anything smaller than a large from Logo by Lori Goldstein. And this is a viscose and spandex blend. Next up, we've got this Hawaiian shirt, and this is an authentic Hawaiian shirt made in Hawaii. vintage from Pacific Legend Apparel. This is a size XL. That's definitely a strong reason why I did get it. And I do really like the pattern. I think a lot of the authentic Hawaiian shirts, the pattern might be a little bit too much for some people, or it's just not that cute, or looks very vintage, like in a not good way. But we've got classic colors here. This absolutely just screams Hawaiian vacation, cruise vacation, and I would love to see some dad wearing this with their cargo shorts and their brown strappy sandals, looking good. And then the last item from the second Goodwill is this really cute Madewell top. Madewell, I would pretty much pick up anything decent at the bins, but if I'm paying $5 for a top, I'm going to be a little bit pickier. But this I think has so much going for it. It is such a cute style. I love that peplum is apparently coming back because yeah, it's always been one of my favorite cuts of shirts. Really cute sleeve details. The sleeves are a little bit sheer. Love the button and love that it is a size extra large. And Madewell, you definitely want to look up a lot of pieces because it can be quite oversaturated on Poshmark and I'm sure eBay and other sites. And there were quite a few of that cut of shirt on Poshmark, but I didn't see any other in extra large, so I'm hoping that does sell pretty quickly. And then this last Goodwill, I actually got the most amount of stuff, and I did see a lot of other things that I was like, oh, if it was $2 or $3, I would pick it up, but not for $5 or $6. So this Goodwill in particular, I feel like I will be going more than the other two. So this is a Torrid super soft plush hooded cardigan, and this is super, super soft. Like, I do not think that this was worn or washed hardly at all. And an absolutely beautiful color green. Torrid, like Madewell, like so many other brands, I'm trying to be a lot pickier about because they just don't sell as well as they used to. But this I do think is a really substantial piece that I could probably get about $35 for, I would say. It might sit until fall, but I definitely think it will be worth it because yeah, just such a cozy piece. Next up, another super cozy piece from J. Crew. This is a size extra large. Love, love this shade of pink. And I like this style of sweater because you could almost wear it like as loungewear, but you also could dress it up and wear it into work. And this isn't a super recent piece, but it's also not super old. I think it's from 2019. Yep, 2019, and this is a cotton and polyester blend. J. Crew is another brand that I was looking up in my own Poshmark to see the stats of how much was actually selling. And I was kind of surprised, but like very happy to see that the vast majority of my J. Crew has sold for a pretty decent price. So it's one that I do want to keep my eye on a bit more in the future. And as I said, I've been watching a lot of Jack Valentine's videos. He's one of my favorite reselling YouTubers, so definitely check him out, and his husband Ryan. Very, very informative, and they both have like such epic bins hauls. But I find that a lot of times I just do not find the brands that they are finding, and they do spend like way more time thrifting, of course, than I do. But I feel like one of the more attainable brands that Jack does like to pick up is J. Crew. So I'm taking my lead from him because he is very knowledgeable about the brands and what sells. Okay, here we have an Athleta piece, and this is a size extra, extra small, which I am not anticipating this selling very quickly, but I had to pick this up because it is 95% wool and 5% cashmere, and it is new with tags. So even though this size is going to be rough to move, I do think it will sell eventually and it will be worth it. So this originally retailed for $148, and it says the style of the sweater, it's the Sierra sweater, so it should be pretty easy to find a stock photo, or even if there's none available, I can just put that in the listing, and if somebody's looking for it, they can find my listing pretty easily. So I have to look at comps for this, but I'll probably list it at like 50, and hopefully I could sell it for right around there. So as you can see, I do pick up anything. I like to pick up substantial pieces. I like to pick up dresses, jackets, sweaters. I really don't look at like tanks or short sleeves at all, especially when I would be paying $5 for them. So I pick up for all seasons, no matter what season it's in. But of course, I love to find pieces like this as we are going into the warm weather. So this is new with tag UMG, which is one of my personal favorite brands, actually. It's like a very affordable bohemian brand, especially when you are looking on ThredUp. I feel like you can get really cute sweaters and dresses for like 15, 20 bucks. But I also have done quite well selling it on Poshmark in the past, especially when I have really, really adorable pieces like this. So new with tags, it doesn't have an original price, size large, we love to see it. And I think this is at least a midi dress, if not a maxi dress. Another one that even though I'm like terrified to wear white dresses, I would pull this out for myself if it's sitting and I had like a wedding or something to go to. So hopefully I can find a stock photo and pop it up on the screen because it is a wrap style dress and like it's impossible to show. But I absolutely love this pattern. Another dress, and this one I was debating a bit on because it is cabby and I have not done super well with cabby in the past, but this is by far the best piece I have found from the brand. It's a size extra large, my favorite size to sell. There's a reason that most of these pieces are a size large or extra large, but being in spring going into summer, I think that this is a great dress option. It's nice and modest, so this would be wonderful to wear to work, but still dressy enough to wear to like a wedding or shower. Cute sleeve details, really pretty color, pattern, but not like too much, so I think a lot of people would like it. The original retail for this was probably quite expensive, over $100, so hopefully if somebody likes the brand and they're looking on Poshmark, they're willing to pay me maybe $35 to $40. Ooh, I forgot about this. So I have been on the hunt for a denim jacket for myself, and thankfully I found this really cute one. It is vintage from Bill Blass Jeans, and I think this jacket is gonna like hit me perfectly. It's also the most beautiful wash, and even though it definitely is a jacket and not just like a denim shirt, it's a lighter weight than most denim jackets, so it's going to be perfect for the South. So I was thrilled to find that because I thought I was going to end up just having to buy one from Plato's or Amazon or whatever, and that is like perfectly worn in. Next up we have another athleisure piece. This is from Champion, as you can tell from the hoodie, and it's a really cozy velour style hoodie. It's in perfect shape, size extra large, and I didn't look up comps for this. I probably should have, but I just got really sucked in because I personally love this hoodie. But hopefully I can get about 20 to 25 for this. And then finally, actually the first thing that I found at this last thrift store is this swimsuit, and of course this is the perfect time to be finding and listing swimsuits, but I don't often find good ones, especially ones that I'm willing to pay $5 for. But this one is new with tags. It is a swim dress, which I think a lot of people, including myself, look for. It is patterned, but it's black and white, so I think a lot of people would like it. It's a great size 16, and the brand is Swimsuits for All, which I did look up, and it seems like this brand does do pretty well, not like insane, but I could probably get maybe even $40 to $50 for this because it is new. But all right, everybody, that was everything I got in basically my first Goodwill trip since moving here. 3 Goodwills in 3 days, 20 items for right around $100. Let me know what you think. Is that kind of what you're paying at your Goodwills? Do you think I found good items for what I paid? I'm pretty satisfied with everything I found, and everything is in really good shape. Some of it might sit until cold weather, but that's okay with me. But if you want to see what I got at the Goodwill bins, which actually was all picked through, my husband and I went literally at 5 o'clock at night on a Sunday because we went right before a David Spade show, which was so fun, but I was still able to find 20 items from very picked through bins, and I'm pretty happy with everything I got there as well, and I only spent $21. So yeah, if you want to see that bins haul, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And if you did like this one, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up because it really does help me out a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!